Okay, that was a lot negativity, but we have to know these things in order to change. So let's go. Protective factors and prevention. How to make your system resilient. The body's stress response isn't inherently harmful. It's an evolutionary alarm system. Acute stress is a natural reaction to short-term challenges, such as important meeting or an intense workout. Physiologically, this is useful and even necessary for growth and adaptation. Stress is a double-edged sword. What protects us in the short term can harm us in the long run. The transition from acute beneficial stress to harmful chronic stress is gradual. It only becomes damaging when stress mechanisms are constantly active and your lifestyle fails to balance them out, meaning there is no room for recovery because, well, your lifestyle kind of sucks. This is exactly where lifestyle factors come in. They are essential to restore biological balance. So, which one matter? Let me explain. Sleep, the brain and body's repair program. Sleep is far more than rest. It's a highly active biological regulation process. While we sleep, the brain goes into overdrive. Stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline are actively reduced, while toxic metabolic waste products are flushed out of the brain via the lymphatic system. The immune system also uses sleep for regeneration and repair. During deep sleep, cortisol and adrenaline levels drop significantly, helping the body switch into parasympathetic mode, the state of calm and restoration. At the same time, vagal tone increases, which is reflected in improved heart rate variability. A key player here is the hormone melatonin, which not only regulates the sleep-wake cycle, but also has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. During REM sleep, when dreams are most vivid, the brain processes and consolidates emotional memories. In simple terms, the day's emotional burdens are detoxed. Chronic poor sleep dramatically increases the risk of depression, anxiety, disorders, heart disease, and even Alzheimer's. Even just 5 nights with less than 6 hours of sleep can impair glucose tolerance, increase cortisol, and suppress immune function. Next is movement, more effective than an antidepressant and one of the strongest stress buffers. And I feel it after every workout. Truly incredible. Physical activity is one of the most effective ways to combat stress on multiple levels, mechanically, neurochemically, and anti-inflammatorily. The growth factor crucial for new neurons and brain plasticity. This directly protects the brain from the damaging effect of chronic stress. At the same time, endorphins are released, reducing pain and improving mood by activating our natural reward system. Exercise also lowers inflammatory markers like CRP and IL-6, leading to measurable reductions in systemic neuroinflammation. It also improves hormonal balance. For example, by stabilizing the relationship between testosterone and progesterone under physical load. And it's not just high-intensity training that helps. Gentle practices like yoga and stretching also have a calming effect on the stress system. Studies show yoga reduces cortisol, increases vagal activity, strengthening the parasympathetic nervous system, and raises GABA levels in the brain, the most important calming neurotransmitter in the central nervous system. Studies found that yoga, like meditation, boosts GABA-A activity in the thalamus, a clear neurobiological basis for its anxiety-reducing effects. Targeted stretching also activates the parasympathetic system, reduces muscle tension, and strengthens the mind-body connection, a principle known as embodiment. Another study from 2020 showed that regular stretching significantly reduces perceived stress and improves sleep quality. Next, nature connection. Reconnecting with our origins comes like nothing else. We are creatures of nature, shaped by forests, rivers, meadows, and seasonal cycles. Our bodies respond positively to natural environments. This is measurable and profound. Even a brief time spent in green space leads to clear physiological changes. Time in nature lowers cortisol levels, heart rate, and blood pressure. HRV improves, indicating parasympathetic activation and emotional balance. The immune system benefits too. Natural killer NK cell activity, crucial for defending against viruses and cancer, increases while pro inflammatory cytokines decrease. The science is crystal clear. A 3-day forest state increased NK cell activity by 40% and significantly lowered cortisol. Another study, 215, found that just 90 minutes in nature reduced activity in the subgenual prefrontal cortex. Nutrition. Now it's going to get interesting. Your biochemistry without nutrients, nothing works. Your diet has a direct and immediate impact on your stress system, faster than many people realize. First, nutrition is key to neurotransmitter production, like serotonin, which is produced up to 90% in the gut. Second, food strongly affects inflammation. A pro-inflammatory diet, e.g., high in sugar, trans fats, and ultra-processed foods, can intensify chronic stress. An anti-inflammatory diet, rich in omega-3s, polyphenols, and fiber, has a protective effect. Nutrition also influences hormonal regulation and the gut microbiome, which communicates directly with the brain via the vagus nerve. A disrupted microbiome can therefore impair your mood and mental health. In short, what you eat affects your brain, your immune system, and your ability to handle stress every single day. These nutrients right here can be helpful besides a well-planned, unprocessed, plant-heavy diet. Here are also 2 overview tables on medicinal plants and wild herbs. Nature's pharmacy. Many traditional plants now have a solid evidence base supporting their stress-reducing effects. So include them. They are for free. Cognitive techniques and mindfulness, neuroregulation through inner attitude. Modern research impressively shows mindfulness, meditation, and targeted breathing techniques directly influence our autonomic nervous system and can even alter the structure and function of our brain. Isn't that impressive? These methods are among the most powerful non-pharmacological strategies for sustainably regulating stress. Key neurobiological mechanisms include a reduction in amygdala activity, the brain region responsible for fear and stress responses, along with activation of the prefrontal cortex, which governs rationality, control, and emotional self-regulation. Additionally, levels of the calming neurotransmitter GABA increase, while cortisol levels decrease, a clear signal of stress reduction. Effects are also measurable at the genetic level. Certain genes associated with inflammation, such as the transcription factor NFK beta, are downregulated through mindfulness practices. This means gene expression shifts toward a less inflammatory and more stress resilient profile. Studies have shown that just 8 weeks of a mindfulness program, like mindfulness based stress reduction, lead to structural changes in the brain. The volume of the hippocampus increased, while the density of the amygdala decreased. Remarkably, researchers observed significantly improved heart rate variability after only 5 days of meditation. Especially effective is breathwork, the conscious regulation of breathing. Slow, extended exhalation, for example, using a 4 to 8 rhythm, 4 seconds inhale, 8 seconds exhale significantly activates the parasympathetic nervous system and induces a state of relaxation in the body. These were the most important methods, but there's much more. Here are additional effective techniques for stress reduction. Beyond mindfulness and meditation, there are several other methods that influence the stress system via different physiological pathways. Cold exposure, such as ice baths or cold showers, has been shown to activate the vagus nerve, lower inflammation markers, and increase stress resilience. Some studies even show that targeted breathing techniques combined with cold exposure can weaken the immune response to artificially induced inflammation. Mind blowing. Heat and light therapies, like sauna sessions or infrared treatments, also lead to decreased levels of inflammatory markers such as CRP and IL-6. According to studies, regular sauna use improves sleep quality, reduces stress markers, and may even lessen depressive tendencies. And now just imagine what you could achieve if you combine sauna with cold. Music therapy influences both the hormonal and nervous systems. Listening to or actively playing music lowers cortisol and increases serotonin levels, especially when music is used after an acute stressor. Rhythmic forms of expression, such as dancing, singing, or group drumming, boost dopamine, enhance HRV, and foster a strong sense of social connectedness, an incredibly underrated factor in stress resilience. And finally, laughter is a powerful stress antidote. It reduces adrenaline, raises levels of hemoglobin A, a key immune system component, and improves mood. Yes, there are studies that confirms this, but why rely on studies when you can try it yourself? I've given you a wide range of methods to explore. Test them out. Become your own expert. Take back your independence. Studies and experts can tell you what works for you individually. Ask your own body. Start communicating with yourself. Want to know what the problem with studies is? I made a detailed video about it. Go and watch it right now. And that's it for today. It's really fun to change your lives. And let me know in the comments what you want to see next. And now, follow for more.